Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Instagram. For most of us, we work hour to hour or we work on some type of commission job. Now, for people who on salary, it's a little bit different because they work for a flat rate. So typically, whether they go to work or not, they still get paid. However, for those of us, which is the majority of us here in America, we work on an hourly wage. And if you're in the beauty industry, you work per person. You work, if somebody show up, you get paid. If they don't show up, you don't get paid. And you know, people for beauty services tend to, you know, push through those things. You know, we've made some adjustments in my salon. It's easily, yesterday they had a State of the Union address where Trump, his advisors were strongly recommending that the governors implement a standard that no more than 10 people gather at one time. It went from 200 to 100 to 50. Now it's down to 10. So at any time at most beauty salons like mine, you can have well over 10 people there easily. If every staff member has somebody coming in, you have people coming in and out, you have people who work there. So with the staff, the customers, and people who help maintain us during the day, it's very, very easy to just shoot over that number. So the recommendation that I heard them talk about was to close down gyms, restaurants, maybe even where they've already limited our grocery stores, but maybe even grocery stores. So it's getting very, very serious, but the goal is to flatten the line. They're trying to avoid a serious spike in cases because the healthcare system can only, the spike that China had and that Italy had, if we had that same spike, our healthcare system is only able to handle about a fourth of that. So that means 3/4 of the people that would be sick wouldn't have access to proper health care. They wouldn't have the ability to get on respirators if they need it. It's just a lot of things that could happen if we don't practice the social distancing and don't do the quarantining ourselves, like keeping ourselves at home. You know, if you have to go out, you know, you do what you have to do, but be very, very cautious. So they're trying to avoid the spike. So by doing the quarantine, cutting back hours, closing down businesses, this is a way to help flatten that line until we get past this 15-day period, which is considered, you know, we're in the red zone. So for the next 15 days is the hot spot. Now, after the 15 days, it doesn't mean that it goes away. But what it does mean is that we don't have so many risks. The line is kind of flattened out, and so this wave will go ahead and pass us. And so, you know, with that being said, as a business owner, it's very interesting because it's really, really easy to get off focus. It's really easy to look at my situation and say, oh my God, how do we get paid? How are we going to make money? Now, let me tell you something. Women are going to get their hair done regardless. They are going to come. Men are going to get their hair cut. I don't care if the bubonic plague was out there. When people want their hair done, they're coming. So we're not necessarily in a business where people won't be willing to come, but you just have to practice your safety. However, when it comes to your business or when it comes to trying to stay in a space where you can stay steady, you know, we're getting ready to wrap up the first quarter, it's really easy to get off focus. And so today I want to talk to you about staying focused on that carrot. Very interesting conversation I had with a young lady, and she was sharing with me some things that she was trying to do to get her body healthy, you know, to do some weight loss and to do a lot of things. And she had tried all these different things, buying a lot of stuff. Listen, people always got stuff for sale, but let me tell you something. Stay focused on that carrot. You know, a carrot, let me give you the example. A horse. Typically, when a horse is really stubborn or if a horse is tired, what the rider would do is they would put a carrot. They'd take a long stick and attach a carrot and dangle it in front of that horse. And dangling it in front of that horse kind of makes it, you know, it encourages that horse to go on to walk. Let me get up and follow the carrot. Well, of course, they're never actually going to get the carrot because the carrot is out in front of them. It's just the idea, something for them to focus on, something for them to put their target on. Listen, it's going to be very important during this time, this next 15 days. Something for them to see. They put their mind on, let me get this carrot so I can eat it. They love carrots, I'm going to eat it. Stubborn horses that are tired, this is something that they normally will do, or that was a practice of old. I don't know if people still do it, to kind of get them up and get them riding so we can go do what we need to do. They also have one called the carrot and stick, where you dangle the carrot out in front of the horse while you have a stick tapping them on their backside to kind of, hey, let me give you a little tap so you can go on after this carrot when the whole goal is to get the horse to take you to where you want to go. You have to find out what your carrot is during this time. What is your carrot? What is that one thing? And I know that if you like me, you hate when people tell you, find your target audience or find that one thing that you want to do and focus on that. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, I got so many things that I can do and there's so much that I want to do. So here's the thing. Just because you focus on that one thing don't mean you won't ever be able to do the other things. But what it does mean is that you will be effective in doing that one thing, get that completed. And that one thing will take you to the next step, to the next thing. So find out what your carrot is. The lady that I just told you about, you know, she was talking about all the different things she was trying with the diet. And I told her, I said, listen, sis. I said, your mind is too, and this is used to be my problem. Her mind was too scattered. She wanted to focus on a dress size. She wanted a pant size, a shirt size, a shoe. You know, all these different things that she want, which are great. It's nothing, they're great inspirations. But you have to put your mind on that one thing. When it comes to my health, when it comes to me working out, I have one thing in mind that I think about every single time I put a piece of food to my mouth. Every single time I say that I'm not going to go walk and not going to go exercise. They say the gym is closed. Okay, the gym closed, but the street's still out there. Like, you literally can go out there and walk for 15 minutes. One way, 15 minutes back, and you done did your 30 minutes. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't get yourself in a space sometimes where you get to that one thing that you're focused on, you'll find that you're not able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. For instance, if your goal this year is to make a money goal, what is your money goal? To buy a house? That can be your carrot. To help your mama pay her bills? That can be your carrot. To make sure your kids have money for school next semester? That can be your carrot. To buy a new car? That can be your, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you have to have something that will push you through these hard times. Because let me tell you something. You're going to need your focus more now than ever before in your life. More than ever before in your life. You need to be able to focus because you got a lot of people out here trying to sell you stuff. You got a lot of people bombarding you in your inbox and your text messages, on phone calls, on your social media. You got all these people coming at you. But you need to be able to not grab at every low-hanging fruit that you see and put your mind on that one thing that you want right there. That one thing that you had your mind on. What do I need to do to get this? Being able to have that focus on that one thing will keep you from straying from left to right. Another practice that they do with horses that I do with myself is to put blinders. See, sometimes we get distracted by seeing what this person doing, what this person got going on. But I'm going to tell you something. You don't know what they've been through and what they had to sacrifice to get to that point. You don't know the compromises that they may have had to make. You don't know the sources, the resources, and the things that they've had to sow and where they've had to sow in order to get to that space. So be careful on how you look to the left and to the right to see what somebody else is doing. Because sometimes the price that they paid, you ain't willing to pay. Sometimes the price that they pay, shut up, Dad, go right there. Sometimes the price that they done paid for something, you ain't willing to pay. And some of the things that they done paid for, you ain't built to pay for. I know we like to think of ourselves as superhumans, but we're not. We each have our own journey. We each have our own situation that is specifically set up for me. Listen, you love to sing that song, What God Has For Me Is For You. That's exactly right. Because guess why? You know why what God has for you is for you? Because he built you for that thing that you get into. And let me tell you from experience, the worst thing in the world that you can do, the worst, and I did this one time for 12 years. I was a slave to it. The worst thing you can do, especially you women, especially when it comes to a man. I ain't trying to get into no relationship, but some of y'all slipping and sliding around here with somebody else's husband. You slipping and sliding around here behind somebody with somebody else's boyfriend that you know they're in a relationship. You slipping and sliding with somebody else's woman and wife. Let me tell you something. While you slipping and sliding, be very careful that you don't slip up and fall into a situation that you were not built for. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care what you think you can and can't do. Go ahead and convince yourself of that. Because I tell you what these 52 years have taught me, you ain't going to outlive the word of God. You ain't gonna outdo what's right and wrong. Y'all can change it around how you want to make yourself feel good in the morning. That's fine. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I'm gonna tell you what ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna outdo it. You ain't gonna outslick it. You're not going to outdo it. And so what you don't want to do, for 12 years, I say 12 years a slave. My kids laugh about it. But what you ain't going to do, you slip and slide around if you want to. You'll slide into that situation with that person and realize that you was not built to go through that. That was not your path. You done jumped on somebody else's path and somebody else's construction. And while your construction was here, you done jumped over it, and you're going to get beat up, tore down, be depressed, tired, hurt, feelings hurt, misused, abused. You know why? Because that wasn't, that's not what God built you for, honey. That right there was not where you're supposed to be going. I know what your feelings telling you, but that ain't where you're supposed to be. And you get out of order, and then you wonder why, when you do try to focus, when you're trying to achieve your goals, you can't get the way you're trying to go because you ain't even on your own path. The thing that he had for you that was for you, you on somebody else's stuff. Get off other people's stuff. Put your blinders up. Get your focus on that carrot. And do what it is that you're supposed to be doing for you. Stop worrying about who getting trophies over here. Stop worrying about who getting awards over here. Stop worrying about who full over here. Stop worrying about who buying this over here. You focus on your thing, because let me tell you something. Everybody get their turn. Everybody get their chance. Your carrot, when you focus on the thing that you're supposed to be doing for your life and for you, that thing develops your hunger. Some of you are tired. You're worn. You're sleepy. You fed up. You did all that you can do. You know what? I've been doing this for 50,000 years. Well, I've been doing this for 12 years. I'm tired. You know why you're tired? Because you haven't been tempting your hunger. When you hungry, let me tell y'all something. I try to stay low carb, but I'm going to tell you something. Usually the first thing that I want when I get really hungry is a carb. And all I can think about is that one thing, like maybe some spaghetti or some pasta or something like that. That thing get dangling in my face. And then I put the protein in front of me. I'm like, I don't want that. But guess what? I have to keep that protein there. And I have to block out those thoughts of that pasta and focus on that protein, because that's what's going to help my body. That's what's good for me. That's the thing that I need. When you get tempted, if you don't mess around, if you don't focus and tempt your hunger the right way, if you don't feed your hunger the right way, you'll go out here and get you a candy bar, get you a soda, get you something from the fast food restaurant, french fries. You'll throw that stuff, and before it'll taste so good. But then when you turn around and look at the repercussions, that ain't nothing that you needed to eat. The same thing when it comes to your goal. You're going to have temptations. You're going to have opportunities, but you got to make sure that everything that you're doing is within what you're supposed to be doing, not what they supposed to be doing. People will see you going one way and they'll try to pull you into it. And it's nothing wrong with that, but you have to let them know sometimes, listen, I appreciate it, but I got to go this way right here. Thank you. Thank you. That was the bomb. You everything, but this is where I got to go. And listen, there are going to be times that you're going to see other opportunities where it looks like people are doing really big and great things, and you're going to want to be a part of it. But let me tell you something. Everything that you want to be a part of is not for you. Everything that you want to be a part of will not build you. Some of the things that you want to be a part of will break you. And I'm going to tell you the last thing right here. Now, this guy knows the truth. Some of you are so desperate that you're looking at every carrot you see. You're looking at day carrot, day carrot, day carrot, day carrot. Your eyes is all over the place. And you running in behind this person. You going behind that person. You running after this. You running after that. You chasing all these different carrots. I mean, I promise on everything I know, and this is true, you can look through even your social media. You done got everybody's stuff on your page except for the stuff that you need to be putting on your page. You link up with everything that you think is going to be a jet that's going to take you to where you want to go, when God already done paid your path for you. He already done paid your path for you. And the people you need to connect with, you don't, because you don't feel like your feelings is in the way, but you're not looking at your goal. Remember what I said to you about that pasta? When you get hungry, the first thing typically that your body crave is some type of carbohydrate, because it's quick fuel. Some of you out here are going in behind carbohydrates in your industry and in your field. You chasing after these carbs, but they're going to let you down because they all about what they supposed to be doing. But the thing that you need to sustain you is going to be something that's going to be like a protein or a slow burning carb. Instead of you going out here with this flashy big thing and somebody somewhere that you listen to all the time, you overlook them. You overlook them, but they got your answer in their hands, and that's where God put it. You got to stop being afraid to not always know everything. You got to stop being afraid to keep things very simple. Keep it simple, stupid is something I heard a long time ago. And I was like, oh, who would say that? You know, certain words, they trigger words. I don't like stupid and dumb. I don't like words like that. I just don't use them in my vocabulary. Never raised my children to use them. But keep it simple, stupid is this. Keep it simple and stop thinking everything need to be so complicated. You out here spending all kinds of money. You out here spending all kinds of money on this, trying to do something when the only thing that you need to do is stick with that one thing. Let me tell you something. The blessing is behind following your carrot, not looking at everybody else's carrot, not trying to be what everybody else is being, not jumping on every boat that passed you by. Put your blinders up today. Get that one thing focused in your mind. Get your blinders up today. Stop looking to the left. Stop looking to the right. Stop peeking over. Stop trying to see everybody else's progress. Stop wondering how they got that. And stop trying to be an opportunist. Because I'm going to tell you something. That opportunist thing, it doesn't last. It's only going to take you so far. And then you're going to find yourself at a dead-end road. Trying to figure out how did I get here and how did I get out of here. Sometimes the only way to push through a tough time like this, or a hard space, is to get your mind single-minded. Focus on that one thing that you're trying to do. Keep doing that thing. Stay in that thing. Be prayed up. And look out for the opportunities, the small things, the small opportunities that God give you to link up and connect with people. Don't overlook those things. Don't overlook your blessing. Don't play your own self, because at the end of the day, the only person that you'll be hurting is you. And year after year after year after year after year after year go by. And you'll wonder why I never was able to get here. I never was able to do this. You know why? Because you were too busy looking at what everybody else was doing and running down all these different paths, trying to hook up with somebody. And you divided yourself out when the whole thing that you needed was right here. It was right here in your face. I love you guys. Thank you so much for jumping in for Morning Moja. Listen, I appreciate your patience. Y'all always show up no matter what time of day it is. Listen, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Y'all can follow me across all social medias. Mesha Lee. Go to themeshalee.com if you'd like to be interviewed on Monday. I will be back on here tomorrow morning at my regular time. So I'm excited about tomorrow. It's going to be an amazing day. Tomorrow is your joy. We're going to get this joy popping in the midst of everything that we're going through. We need some joy. We need something to pop us off and get us straight. So I love you guys. Make sure you share the post and follow me. And if you'd like to be interviewed on Monday, any Monday, go to themeshalee.com, click Morning Moja. Give me your story, your name, and we'll put you in consideration and see if we can't bring you over here so you can inspire and encourage somebody right here on your Morning Moja. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
The recording has stopped.